Hello and welcome to recording of a sales refund. Now this is a scenario where what was sold was returned and the customer was given back the money. In the bottom right, we have an illustrative document. Now in this case, it is a payment voucher that was actually prepared by our demo business. This document could be filed on the income and receipts file just next to the initial selling document, or it could be filed on the purchases and payments file, since it is a payment that was made by the business. Now we need to identify the vital information on this account. Now, first of all, which account did receive the money? The sales account received the money. The second point is which account paid money. The cash account paid the money. Next point, how much money was paid? 168. And then probably the date of the transaction, let alone the document number. Now we proceed to find the document required for recording a sales refund. So click on the accounting tab and click on the income classification. Income refund, click that to get the form out. Now when the form comes out, the first thing to do is to narrow down the precise VAT rate. By the look of things, the transaction was at the standard rate. So come to the drop-down box, select 20%. When 20% is selected, we are given more rows for recording the VAT amounts. So we start by recording the account which is debited, and that is the sales account. This is actually a sales return. It's pre-selected by default. Click the tab to get to the payment account. The account which paid is the cash, so we click the drop down to get to account 212. Click tab until we get to the amounts box. The net amount paid, that is credited to the sales account, was 140. When it's typed in, the gross amount and net amounts are generated below. Next, we record the narration, which is simply sales refund. We type that in, sales refund, which is duplicated below. Click tab to the documents box. Now the document number, that was number 18. Type 18 in there, and then we get to the date box. The date on the document is the 16th of November. So we type 16/11/15. Click tab to get to the month box, and the month in effect was the month 1. We type a 01, and when tab is clicked, the quarter is generated and we are taken to the second narrations box. Since we don't need to adjust that, we just click the insert button and the information is pasted on the double entry sheet. When OK is clicked, the form is closed, and this is the information on the double entry sheet. We've got the dates, we've got the month, the quarter, the narration, document number, transaction number, which is auto-generated. We have the amounts, we have the general ledger accounts indicated, and the notes for preparing the periodic and annual profit and loss account and balance sheet. Now, when we look at a positive amount of 140, it's debited to the sales account since it's a return. It's supposed to reduce the balance in the sales account. The 168 is credited to the cash account, which actually paid the money. The £28 is debited to the sales VAT account since it's supposed to reduce the amount of VAT, the amount of sales VAT computed, and then the last amount is debited to the sales excluding VAT account. Next step is to have a quick look at the postings, but before we do that, we need to click the Ctrl Alt F5 to have the reports updated. Ctrl Alt F5 once, and then Ctrl Alt F5 twice to ensure that all the balance sheets are updated with the information. Click the Periodic Reports tab and move to the General Ledger, and there we find the amounts. Sales account 140 is a positive, cash account 168 is a negative, and the sales VAT account 28 is a positive. Now on account number 1 and account 250, this is an income account. A debit amount reduces the balance. The same applies to the sales VAT account. We have a quick look at the trial balance to confirm if double entry was enforced. So these are the entries to the respective accounts. The grand total is a 0 to confirm that there are no errors of double entry. And that was the end. So we click double entry to scroll back to the point where the transaction was pasted, and that is the end of recording a sales refund. I'll see you on the next task.